Planning a cruise is exciting, but here's the truth. There's a lot no one tells you until it's too late. That's where these secrets come in. From hidden ways to save cash to trips that make life on board easier, here's what you need to know before your next cruise. Secret 1. The best time to book isn't what you think. Most people assume last-minute cruise deals are the most affordable, waiting until the last minute to find a deal. But here's the truth. Those deals are usually leftover cabins that nobody really wanted in the first place. Waiting until the last minute can backfire if you've got specific location preferences or if you want a balcony with a view. The real secret is that the best time to book is either way in advance, about 12 to 18 months before sailing, or during something called wave season. This is the time between January to March where cruise lines launch their biggest promotions. Think free upgrades, drink packages, or onboard credits that can save you hundreds of dollars. I've discovered that making a reservation in advance also locks in the pricing. As long as you catch it in time, many cruise lines will actually honor the lower cost if the fare reduces later. Last-minute travel may be feasible if you're extremely adaptable and don't care where you wind up. But for most travelers, early planning saves the most money. So forget the myth of waiting until the last minute. Book smart, not late. Secret 2. Not all cabins are created equal. When you're booking a cruise, it's tempting to get the cheapest cabin you find and call it a win. The trick, though, is that not every cabin is made equally. Once you're on board, 2 rooms that appear to be identical in price can feel very different. Some ocean view cabins, for instance, have windows that are partially blocked by structural beams or lifeboats. The light will remain visible to you, but the view pretty underwhelming. Others may be situated immediately beneath the nightclub, so until 2 in the morning, you're dozing off to the sound of bass pounding through your ceiling. If you get seasick easily, location matters even more. Midship cabins on lower decks tend to have the least motion. Balconies on higher decks, while beautiful, can feel more rocky in rough seas. Although cruise lines don't promote it, experienced passengers advise looking over the deck plan before making a reservation. Before making a decision, I personally always read cabin reviews or ship forms. It takes an extra 5 minutes, but can save you from a week of noisy nights or disappointing views. When it comes to cabins, the best value isn't usually the one that's the cheapest. Secret 3. Free food beyond the buffet. One of the biggest surprises for first-time cruises is just how much food is included in your fare. But here's the catch. Most people think included dining means the buffet or the main dining room. The real secret is that there are tons of free options sprinkled all over the ship that many passengers never discover. Some cruise lines, for example, have little cafes where you get free pastry sandwiches or pizza pieces. There may be times when room service is free. Additionally, late-night munchies are typically supplied, such as specialty grills or soft-serve ice cream. On my first cruise, I discovered this the hard way when I overpaid for food that I later discovered was free other places. Now I make it a point to explore the ship on the first day and find all the places that are included. Sure, specialty restaurants are great if you want a fancy meal, but if you know where to look, you can eat like a king without breaking the bank. The buffet is just the beginning. The real treasures are hidden in plain sight. Secret 4. Drink packages are a math game. Cruise lines love selling drink packages. They make it sound like an infinite supply of sodas, smoothies, and cocktails. But here's the secret. Not everybody saves money with them. The daily cost of these packages can range from $60 to $100 a person. So do the math. If cocktails are $12 each, you need to drink at least 6 to 8 every day just to break even. Now, for some people, that's not a problem. But for many of us, especially on port-heavy cruises where you're off the ship most of the day, it just doesn't make sense. I've discovered that tracking your drinking patterns from one day before committing is a wiser course of action. Many cruise lines let you upgrade later if you realize you're going to use it. Here's another hack. Free drinks pop up in unexpected places. Art auctions, captain's welcome parties, and loyalty events often serve champagne or cocktails at no charge. And if you're loyal to one cruise line, their programs might include drink vouchers after a few sailings. So yes, drink packages can be worth it, but only if you crunch the numbers. Don't let the all-inclusive pitch trick you. Secret 5. Hidden fees that add up. One of the biggest misconceptions about cruising is thinking you're done after paying the base fare. Here's the insider truth. cruise lines are masters at upselling, and those hidden costs can add up fast if you're not prepared. Gratuities alone, usually 15 to 20 a person per day, are often automatically added to your account. Then you got Wi-Fi, shore excursions, specialty dining, spa services, fitness classes, even bottled water or soda, which isn't always included. Budgeting realistically is key. I recommend planning 30 to 50% for more than your base fare to cover those extras without surprises. Some charges, like gratuities or Wi-Fi packages, can even be prepaid, saving money and keeping stress low at the end of your trip. I learned this the hard way on my first cruise. My onboard account far exceeded my ticket price. Understanding the extra beforehand ensures your cruise is enjoyable and truly stress-free. Secret 6. Wi-Fi is expensive but hackable. A cruise ship Wi-Fi is known to be costly, slow, and occasionally unusable. You don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money to keep in touch. Most cruise lines now provide several Wi-Fi tiers. Cheapest packages only support messaging, while the pricier ones allow you streaming. If you only need to check emails or send texts, don't waste money on the top plan. Another tip is that if you purchase the package on the first day or prior to sailing, many cruise lines will give you a discount, so you can save 20 to 30% just by doing that. Once you dock, you can locate free or inexpensive hotspots at port cafes, or if you don't mind being online for a while, because I've sat in a coffee shop in Mexico with faster Wi-Fi than the ship could dream of for the price of a latte. Some apps like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger sneak through even on the most basic plans. That means you can stay in touch without having to get the premium one. So yes, cruise Wi-Fi is pricey, but with the right hacks, you don't have to break the bank to stay connected. Secret 7. Shore excursions. Book smart, not blind. Shore excursions are often the highlight of any cruise, but here's the secret. Booking through the cruise line isn't always the best option. Sure, it's convenient and they guarantee the ship won't leave without you, but that peace of mind usually comes with a hefty premium. Independent tour operators frequently offer the same excursions, sometimes with smaller groups, more flexibility, and at a fraction of the price. I once booked a snorkeling trip in Cozumel directly through a local company and paid half the cost. Same reef, same equipment, but double the savings. The key is to do your homework. Check reviews, visit trusted travel forums, and make sure the operator guarantees timely returns. If you're anxious about missing the ship, stick with a cruise line. But if you're comfortable planning ahead, Indie Tours can make your budget go a lot further. Don't assume cruise lines are your only option. With research, you can enjoy a lot more for a lot less. Secret 8. Cruise members know all the hacks. Want to know the fastest way to find hidden gems on a cruise? Here's the secret. Talk to the crew. These men and women live on the ship for months at a time. They know which bars are quietest, which food stations are the best, and even which ports have the best local restaurants just steps away. I once asked a bartender where to grab the best tacos in port, and he pointed me to a tiny place 2 streets over. No other tourists, just locals, and it turned out to be one of the best meals of my trip. Crew members also know about little perks passengers rarely discover, like an overlooked lounge that never gets crowded or a free event most people skip. Just be respectful and don't overwhelm them with questions while they're busy. Instead, strike up a friendly conversation and you'll be surprised at how much they're willing to share. The crew wants you to enjoy your trip. It makes their job easier, so if you want the inside scoop, skip the brochures and ask the people who know best. Secret 9. The ship within a ship experience. One of the best kept secrets on modern cruise ships is the ship within the ship. It's this private section of its own lounge, pool, restaurant, and concierge service, essentially first class at sea. Cruise lines don't always advertise it clearly. You'll usually find it only when booking a suite or top-tier cabin. The difference, though, is huge. Picture slipping away from a crowded buffet to enjoy a quiet, elegant restaurant with no lines, or lounging by a private pool while thousands pack up on the main deck. Of course, this luxury is not cheap. Suites with access can cost several times more than a regular cabin. But for the special occasion, or if you like your privacy, it might be worth it. Even if it's out of your budget, it's good to know that these hidden VIP areas exist. Secret 10. Onboard shopping isn't always a deal. Your shops on a cruise ship can feel tempting. Duty-free jewelry, perfume, alcohol, and souvenirs everywhere you look. The catch, though, is that such deals aren't always as good as they look. Yes, items are often tax-free, but that doesn't guarantee the lowest price. Liquor, for instance, Might be less expensive on board, but it's typically reserved for the final night of the cruise. Watches and jewelry can also appear to be good deals. Instead, though, many travelers later find they could have saved money online or at home. The real deals are things like cruise line merchandise, last day bargains, and sometimes electronics. And don't forget ports. Local marketplaces often sell handmade crafts or clothing for much less than the ship's stores. My advice? Do a little price comparison before your trip. Know what things cost at home so you can spot a genuine bargain on board. Otherwise, it's easy to get swept up in the duty-free hype and overspend. Secret 11. Loyalty programs pay off. If you cruise frequently, here is a secret worth knowing. Loyalty programs can be game changers. Every major cruise line has a reward system, sometimes called a Captain's Club or Cruiser Rewards, and benefits start kicking in sooner than you'd think. To gain benefits, you don't need to take dozens of cruises. Priority boarding, free laundry, drink coupons, or admission to special events are occasionally available after just 1 or 2 sailings. Better benefits come with higher tiers. For example, free internet minutes, cabin improvements, or even free cruises if you got enough points. Pro tip: stick with one cruise line if possible. Your progress is slowed down if you divide travels among 5 different organizations. By focusing your loyalty, you climb tiers faster and get the perks that actually save you money. When I realized this, I stopped shopping around for every cruise and just started building status with that one line. Now I get extras every time I'm sailing, which makes the trip feel that much more special without having to spend more. Secret 12. Safety drills matter more than you think. Most people groan when the safety drill happens. It's not exactly the highlight of your cruise, but here's the secret. It's probably the most important 30 minutes of your trip. Officially called the muster drill, it shows what to do in case of an emergency. You learn where your muster station is, the life jacket, key safety rules, and some cruise lines even let you complete parts of it digitally, but you still gotta check in. Emergencies, they are rare, but do happen, and when they do, you'll be glad you paid attention. I once saw a couple skip the drill only to be tracked down by the crew later. That's how serious this is taken. So, while it feels like a formality, the muster drill is the secret to cruising confidently. Learn the rules, then relax and enjoy your vacation. Secret 13. Hidden food hacks that everyone misses. Main dining rooms and buffets are only the start. The key is that a lot of cruise ships allow you to place off-menu orders. For example, even if it's not on the menu that evening, you can typically request a steak, salmon, or pasta meal in the main dining area. You can actually order more than one appetizer or dessert on some ships. Room service is another underutilized perk. On many ships, basic room service is free or very inexpensive, especially for breakfast. Most individuals are unaware that they can enjoy the luxury of waking up to coffee and fresh fruit on their balcony. Remember, specialty restaurants sometimes run lunch deals or first night discounts. If you ever wanted to try a fancy steakhouse at sea without breaking the bank, that's the time. Truth is, food on a cruise is more about than what's on the menu. It's about what you ask for. Don't be afraid to politely request. Chances are they will say yes. Secret 14. Upgrades aren't just luck. You ever heard unexpected cabin improvements for passengers? It's not random luck. There are some secrets behind it. Booking a guaranteed cabin is one way, which means you pay for a cabin but let the cruise line assign the exact room. If the rooms are in the lower categories that are sold out, they'll occasionally move you up, and although it's a risk, it does frequently pay off. Another trick is to ask at the port. Once you arrive, sometimes there are these last-minute upgrade offers for a fraction of the original cost. At check-in, I once noticed balcony improvements only cost you a few $100. Loyalty status also helps. The more crews of the same line, the better your odds are of being offered a complimentary upgrade. So while upgrades aren't exactly guaranteed, they're not as rare as you might think. With a little strategy and timing, you could end up sailing in style without paying the full price. Secret 15. The lucky coin tradition. Here's a secret almost no passengers know. Every cruise ship has a lucky coin welded into its keel during construction. It's this old maritime tradition meant to bring good fortune to the ship and everyone on board. One of the very first stages of building a ship is the keel laying ceremony, where the penny is set. The currency is hidden in the ship indefinitely, and dignitaries, executives, and builders frequently attend the event. It's constantly there, sailing beneath your feet, but most people never see it. The secret, which links centuries of seafaring tradition with contemporary cruising, is why I adore it. You'll know there's a tiny bit of luck forged into the steel beneath you the next time you're on board. And there you have it. Simple secrets that make a cruise smoother, cheaper, and a whole lot more fun. Try a few of these on your next trip and you'll notice the difference right away. Stay tuned, there are plenty more insider travel secrets just around the corner.